Welcome, wanderer. I made it to this side of the web of weird. I'd like to share this particular fragment of myself by sharing a little bit of my story and how I've come about to call myself the bearded goddess. Ooh, it's a journey. A beautiful love story, a tragedy, and a drama. One hell of a wild ride. So I'm gonna start addressing more the human side of me. So let me introduce myself. My name is Tanya. I'm a multidisciplinary artist and mystic, absolutely passionate and obsessed by knowing myself, knowing thyself, and unlocking and knowing deeper states of love. I have many branches of me, but I do like to keep it a mystery. So it's up to you to follow my journey on here and discover many more layers. So let's address this. I'm pretty sure you're wondering how, why? Well, first off, I'm born with the natural ability to grow a beard. I'm born female at birth. I am not trans and I do not take any hormones. My beard started to grow at the age of 11. Let's just say it wasn't very easy for an 11-year-old girl to deal with. So most of my life, I've been hiding the fact that I have a beard by shaving it, waxing it. I even did laser treatment, sessions and sessions of it, and it didn't work because of the color of my hair. For 20 years, I was hiding that part of me. It was exhausting to wear that mask every day. Shaving my face sometimes twice a day, so like no stubble would show and risk like being misgendered or questioned. It was a secret that I was holding that it was making me sick. It was very limiting in a lot of ways. And being on my journey of self-discovery, of deep inner work, shadow work, I did come to a realization that it was part of myself that I needed to face, that I needed to allow myself to grow into. But as a concept, it scared the shit out of me. I knew that I had to like really harness a lot of strength, a lot of bravery to even like step into that reality. It took a few tries. Around the age of 28, I decided that I was gonna let my beard grow. And I only lasted like 4 days. And it was it was tough. All the insecurities that I was like facing, all the fear of like how people were gonna like perceive me. And I'm a type of person that needs to like kind of put things, like expose things. The more I expose things, the more real it gets. And then like the more I have to engage in it and follow through. And I remember I was talking to my friends. I was being very vocal about it. And there was one of my friends at the time was like a journalist, and she interviewed me about my whole process, and she recorded me by voice. And I remember at the end of it, it was so awkward. She asked me to shave my face so she can hear the sound of me shaving my face. And already like this is the first time I'm ever even like publicly exposing myself, and I felt like it was like such an initiation. It was a little bit brutal in ways, and especially the fact that, you know, she interviewed me and then she never published it. I feel like that interaction scared me and made me back out. And then so it took years later, when I was 32, is when I decided to fully embark on this journey and not turn back. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna bring a little bit of like my own experience with magic and working with deities
and goddesses.
At the time I was working with the goddess Freya, the goddess of love, beauty, war, fertility, and magic. I was starting to deep dive in learning about the runes. She came to me a lot in the dreamscape. So I knew that I was building this relationship, and I felt confident and called to work with her more deeply. And I have to admit, I'm a lover. I love to be in love. And I was ready to call in a life partner. So I did a very intimate ritual with Freya. I'm not gonna get into details because it's quite personal. But I did ask her to send me the love of my life. I swear, like a week later, I met someone who was incredible. We were really aligned with a lot of the same type of worlds we were creating, world building, characters, like role play, and like just play in general. There was a lot of like living art between us both. So I was convinced. I met the love of my life. And I thanked Freya, I praised Freya, I honored Freya, I venerated Freya. I was composing songs for her, I was making art for her. I was high and enchanted with the magic of life. But soon, the veil lifted, and I really saw what the relationship was. I thought that's what I wanted. This person wanted to do everything with me, learn everything that I do everything with me, study in the same spiritual subjects, be involved in the same communities, having the same friends, sleeping together, eating together. Meanwhile, I am a person that needs a lot of space. So I became very confused on what this meant, because I really thought that Freya sent me this person because he was the love of my life, but it was feeling so wrong. I was being completely drained of my energy. It made me reflect a lot on relationships. I was willing to do the work because, well, first of all, I didn't want to throw away a relationship that Freya gifted me, until one day things got clear. I remember laying on the bed and just daydreaming about letting my beard grow. By the way, he knew I had a beard, but I was like shaving my face every day. And I softly share that one day I would love to let my beard grow and braid it. He props up, freaks out, and tells me, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. What are people gonna think of me when they're gonna look at me in the streets? I'm not gay. I was in utter shock. I was like, what do you mean? How is this about you? And I'm just like in a fantasy world, and it's not even what's happening right now. And he totally played the victim as if it was the worst thing that could ever happen to him if I make the choice of growing my beard. And I knew then and there that I had to leave him, because I wasn't in a relationship that fully honored me and fully loved me for who I am, no matter what. I knew that if this person was going to be a life partner, that they would have to be compassionate and understanding of my life choices, especially if it's part of myself that I'm so vulnerable about. And it made me deeply reflect on like, well, the reason why I'm attracting this type of situation is because I don't fully accept myself. I don't fully love myself. So it makes sense that I'm reflecting a relationship, or I'm in a relationship that's just reflecting on my inner world. And after a process of depositing and having to do like some deep shadow work, and then the whole breakup process, it clicked to me. After the storm, I laughed, and I realized that Freya sent me the love of my life. She really did. And you know who it was? It was me. Because after that relationship, I decided, like maybe like a couple of months later, I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it. And I started to grow my beard. I started to do the journey. I started to walk that path. And then the transformation begins. It unlocked a door for me. It gave me access to this channel, the Bearded Goddess channel. And here I am, sharing my experience with all of you. So stay tuned for some more passages of my life, and may inspiration catch your breath as you cross this path.